What's going on, guys? Sam's Man Tree Service. I want to show you guys how we maintenance saws real quick, because it's a lot of, that's not a lot, but there's a few things people don't do right. So this is how I do it. This is how I get my saws running sharp. Literally every tree service I've ever worked for, other than like one, their saws all cut like crap. So, and you know, I'm not saying every tree service is saw cut like crap, but the 4 I've worked for, and well, 4 or 5 I've worked for, about 1 or 2 of them had decent saws. So one of the biggest things is when you're cleaning your bar, this is what everyone uses, and they drag it. No. You gotta push it. I'm gonna show you why. So right here, I'm gonna drag it from top to bottom, and you can see there's some gunk coming off. Oh, here, it might help if I go like this. There's some gunk coming off. Okay, so you're gonna do one swipe, and you're gonna think that's all of it, right? That's all of it, right? Now watch. If I go downwards, oh, what's that? What's that? What's that? What is all that? You gotta push it. I do a little drag first, you know, because it's easy to drag it, and then I push it. What's all this? What is all this? Junk. I'm spraying it all over my workbench. Look at that. And then I take this and I kind of do that. Not done yet. That's not one. Take a blue rag. Wipe this down. This is important because this is the mating surface for your bar to your saw, and this controls your oiling. So if you don't have a good mating surface or seal, oiling is going to suck. Then take an air compressor, get these holes right here. These are oiling holes, and pop. You can actually hear the crap running out of them. And then, if you're double cautious, I know that was a pretty good blow. If you're double cautious, you could do it again. And sometimes you'll actually get the junk that was in there to come out on the tip. So, like, oh no, that's just extra I missed. Look at that. So, your bar is pretty clean. You can deburr the bar. This one has slight burrs, nothing I'm worried about. But to deburr it, this is how I do it. Put a C-clamp. Probably doing a vise too. I like the C-clamp. You take a flat file and you just smooth. You see, this has burr right here actually. You can hear it. You hear how it sounds so much sharper. I mean, you can, like, nice and smooth now. See, there's a. Then you gotta move this and do where the clamp was. Nice and smooth. Backside. I might as well deburr this while I have it. The backside has. Top side doesn't. So yeah, right there. All right, and if you have a lot of bars to do, I actually take a flap disc on a grinder. I know people might not like that, but the flap disc, they're not a grinding wheel, they're a flap disc. They're a little bit different. Those for sure help. And this just helps your guide bar not get caught up on stuff as much. Yeah, you see like that? I mean, that's on the... There we go. So now your bar is nice and clean. Bar is ready to go. Wipe it down real quick. And all this stuff, guys, is going to help you run your saws longer without maintenance. So this, I do it 2 ways. I actually have these little picks. I pick out all the junk as best I can. This actually, believe it or not, kind of helps with cooling a little bit. Slightly, not much, but less junk in there, less airflow, or more airflow. So this actually does help a little bit with cooling. The 661 has a pretty good there's not too many crevices. But I also wipe this down. You can also blow it. Got a piece of metal on my finger. You can also blow it out. It just kind of makes a mess. I do it outside and it's late at night right now and I'd rather not. So clean that. I do the same with the saw here, you know, just wipe it down real good. Now with the studs, this is something people might not realize. With these studs, clean these studs. You wonder why your bar comes loose? You wonder why you're cranking these lugs tight or these bar studs real tight and they're not staying tight? Guess what? Your studs aren't clean. I always clean out the adjustment hole too, so I will use a blow. And your oilers up here, I always make sure. Always make sure that's clean, your oiler, and free of debris. So that's all for that. Air filter, clutch, pop this cover off. Don't hit the clutch, hit the choke, my bad. And then blow it out. I go outside first, then the inside. Now, for those keyboard warriors and keyboard scientists and whatnot, listen, don't blow your air filter out. Well, guess what? When I blow my air filter out, shit comes out. So when I don't blow my air filter out, stuff stays stuck in there. So yeah, I'm blowing it out. There's some grease here. I use red lithium grease or red and tacky. I mean, that's just the grease we use for everything. Put this back on. The grease helps keep it a little bit more airtight. Now, yeah. Oh, final thing, I clean the oil hole with the air gun because oil will get stuck in there and sawdust will get stuck on here. And what that will do is clog your oiler once in a while. I've never had it happen to me, but that's because I always taught to clean around the cap with an air gun. And it looks really nice once you do it. Makes a freaking mess, but it looks nice. And that is how we maintenance saws. To put the, I should probably go over this too. I put the chains on like so. And putting the chain on is very important because if it's not tight enough or it's too tight or it's too loose, guess what? Now you're taking time away from the job and now you gotta redo it. So make sure it's going the right way. I hold it tight. I don't know how in focus this is. I'm running out of space over here. Make sure it's in the guide bar. Pull it tight. Walk it on. Over the sprocket. You see, I need to bend this over. Over the sprocket, not in the sprocket. Come on. And drop it down. Like so. And put the cover on slightly by hand. Make sure your guards are in space. Don't really have to go over this too much. So I just get it kind of snug. If you have a long bar, you're going to want to put your hand and pick up the bar because it won't tighten properly. I do it like this and then flip it around. Now once it's flipped around, you can take your scrunch, saw tool, whatever you want to call it. Just before they start to get snug, you see? Now you're going to check the tension. After you clean your saw, your chain will be loose. So I hold it tight. I turn that. See, I over tighten these. Yep. I turn this adjuster until I get how tight I want my bar. I'd rather have it a little bit more tight because when it's cold, if it's a little too tight, that's no big deal because it will rev up and it will get hot and it will stretch. So, yeah. Also, I'd rather have it too tight because I'd rather wear out the bar than waste time on the job having a chain pop off. Also, when chains pop off, sometimes they whip back at you and they could cut your leg open. So I'd rather... Now, you don't have to over-tighten these. That's a big thing I see people do too. I'm using two hands. I don't need to use two hands, but I'm just giving it a little just a snug. It's like a spark plug, really. I mean, once you get it tight, just give it a little 1/10 of a turn or something. Put the seat back on, gas and oil it, and you are ready to go. That is how you maintenance a saw properly. We do this anytime needed, really, anytime I have downtime. I never really have downtime, but I do this kind of whenever I can. And another thing with the 661s, it always happens. That's it. I always forget to put this in. Always. And then your cover comes loose. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. And peace out.